This old machine is working fast, stitching away, putting the pieces together. 30 years of history, 30 years of stigma, 30 years of a disease that's killed millions around the world.
There are 3 10-meter panels, so a meter a year for each year that the virus has been active in the world.
Kayla Skaprowski is the artist behind this quilt. She paired up with AIDS Vancouver Island to stitch this together.
Well, being the 30th year of the discovery of HIV and AIDS, we felt it was important to do a retrospective, both to honor the loss of many people have experienced, as well as to celebrate the incredible shifts in the movement around AIDS.
After AIDS was discovered in 1981, it wasn't long before the world realized it had an epidemic on its hands, soon to produce death, stigma, and phobia.
I always talk about the disease, the virus within the virus, and that's shame.
Ask anybody living with HIV. Although it's come a long way, the stigma associated with this disease is still entrenched in society.
I was speaking to a man who was incarcerated living with HIV, and he said the level of violence that men behind prisons who are outed as having HIV is significant, including getting beaten weekly at times.
Robert Birch has been working with AVI for the past 6 months, but 15 years ago he contracted HIV. He was working as an artist, just getting ready to head out to an event when he got the call from his doctor. 6 hours later, he was out at the event with a camera.
There was a dance performance going on. I'd go up to people and I'd say, "Hi, do you know anybody living with HIV?" And everybody at the time said no. And I stuck out my hand and I said, "I'm Robert, you do now."
At the end of 2010, there were an estimated 34 million people living with HIV around the world. That's up 17% from 2001. And it's a combination of new cases and the fact that more people with HIV are living longer. Closer to home, here in Canada, there were an estimated 65,000 people living with HIV at the end of 2008.
You know, in Canada they have been slowly going down, definitely. In British Columbia we're really, there's been a big movement for treatment as prevention. A lot of investment being put into finding cases of HIV in the population and offering people treatments.
This year the World AIDS Day campaign is all about getting to zero. Zero new HIV infections, zero discrimination, and zero AIDS-related deaths.
It's unlikely that it will happen. You know, it's even if there was a cure tomorrow, actually, it would be very difficult to have zero AIDS-related deaths or zero transmissions.
But there is always hope. AVI has a time capsule made of pill bottles collected by Peggy Frank, a local woman who's been saving each and every one since the time she contracted HIV. People will be dropping in messages about how the disease has affected them. The goal is to open it the day we find a cure. In Victoria, I'm Sucheta Singh for The Daily.